Hello pretties, welcome to Vestro. So today I have my 1 week 1 palette and it's gonna be a slash get ready with me this time because I got the new Natasha Denona palette. Also the video that I had created, hold on a second. How satisfying in this is this part, if I can actually get the thing off. Oh no. Alright, I may have to find a different mirror because I can't get this thing out. I don't remember it before having this little plastic thing here. It used to have like a plastic thing on the actual shadows, but now it's stuck to the mirror. There it is. All right. So last week, the last couple of weeks actually, I've been using the Scott Barnes Natural palette and I really enjoyed it. I created 4 looks that I took pictures with. However, I accidentally deleted one of those. So I actually only have 3. However, I'm not even sure that I can even place the photos in this video because I'm having to use my old camera. That's because my nice camera, the one that can do get like really good close-up shots and all that stuff, and where I can edit really easily, gets overheated quickly, and it doesn't usually do well on get ready with me videos. Usually, so I just decided not to even fuss with it because I have to get ready and go to work. So yeah, that's what's happening right now. But I did really enjoy this natural palette. I think it was really nice. I had a really easy time with it. It was just so easy. For a natural palette, I was really happy that it had warm tones, true neutrals, and then some more romantic shades where they're like slightly pinky and whatnot. So I really enjoyed that. I will say though, with this palette for Natasha Denona, I really want to do a cool tone look. When I was looking at the palette online when they first announced it, a lot of people were saying that it looks like a combination of the glam and the retro palette. And although now that all the reviews are out and the comparisons and whatnot, even though there's some similar shades to the retro, everyone's like, yeah, this has nothing to do with the glam because it's not really a cool tone palette. And sure enough, it isn't. There are 2, maybe 3 shades that are slightly more cool toned, and that's gonna be Nurture right here, Serenity, and Aspiration are the shades that I'm thinking about that are slightly more cool tone shades. So I really want to use 2 out of those 3 to create a look. I really want it to be more like a cool plum look because that's what's really gonna give this palette away. I have used it once before. I used it yesterday and I did like a really soft pinky shade. I would say the pinks in this are more like peachy salmons. So they're definitely warm tone, pinky kind of shades. So yeah, the pictures definitely look way more cool tone than what the palette actually is. And that Invention shade, I think that's a duochrome shade because I was looking at it late at night and I had really bad lighting, and from a certain angle that yellow shade looked pink. So I'm excited to play with that one because you guys know I do not like yellow golds. Even though I like yellow mattes, I just don't like yellow gold shimmers. I don't know what it is about it. I don't like it. It's not my preference. I'm not gonna set my eyelid. Oh Lord. Okay. I only have 25 minutes, give or take, to get ready. So we're gonna try to do this. And then the second part of this video is like a get ready with me. Like I said, the last Friday, I really wanted to do a get ready with me trying all this new makeup that I bought from Rare Beauty. I essentially bought everything to be able to do a full face of Rare Beauty, and I did do it. It's just I messed up the thing, and it ended up getting all jumped up and whatnot. So anyway, it wasn't a good look. I'm gonna go with that Nurture shade. Like I said, it's the more cool toned one right here. And God, let's hope it's not too ashy on me. Please don't be ashy. Oh, it's like a pink. Maybe I should have set my eyelid because it's getting stuck to the thing. Okay, no, never mind. There it is. It's coming alive. Anyway, I had done the whole video and everything, but then I don't know, because one thing I like about this camera, the old one, because I was using obviously the old camera, is that it lets me pause the recording and then I can just get back to it. So I guess I double paused and turned it off, or maybe I couldn't quite see, so I used the so I like turned off the recording at some point. So certain things weren't recording that I thought was recording, and I ended up having 3 small videos that did not go well together. I was like, oh Lord. So yeah, I wanted to do like a first impressions trying all this new makeup. That didn't work out. Okay, that actually blended really well considering I didn't set the eyelid, so I was quite shocked, and it does not look ashy on me, thank God. So let's go to the other eye then. But I figured since I'm already getting ready on camera, or at least my eyeshadow, trying this new palette, I might as well just show you guys that, because I actually really enjoyed it. I ended up buying quite a bit. I think it was $106 worth of makeup from the Rare Beauty website. I wanted to buy off of Sephora's website, but they were out of stock in a lot of things, and I just didn't want to go to that trouble of trying to like find everything or try to make other things work. I wanted to make sure the things worked from the get-go. I ended up going to a Sephora, like an in-store Sephora, to try to find matches, because I bought a lot of complexion products for the most part. I wanted to make sure that they were good matches for my skin tone, and the shades that I thought I really wasn't, and I'm glad I went because I actually got really good shade matches for my foundation, and I also got the what's it called? I got the foundation, and oh god, there's something in my, I hate that. I got the foundation, and I also got the tinted moisturizer. I've only used the tinted moisturizer one, but I've been using the foundation non-stop for the last couple of days, and I really need to stop because I know I have a foundation on my project pan that I need to work on, but it really hasn't been a thing. All right, I think I'm gonna go with Edgy, which is the plum, because I do want to make it look more plum, and just put that in the outer corner. Oh, okay. I was scared that it was going to be a little more pink, but it definitely looks more purple, just because when I was seeing some people swatch it, it looks sometimes pink, this specific shade, but it's definitely a plum. Thank God. I did not want a pink, just because I know that this Instinct shade, the other one here, definitely looks more pink. I don't know, in camera it looks pink, but in real life it looks definitely purple plum. Okay, I just need to deepen the outer corner. There you go. Anyway, what I was saying is I bought all this stuff from Rare Beauty, and I'm glad I went in store to Sephora to like shade match myself, because I would have been wrong if I would have just gone with my Instinct. I'm sure I could have made it work because it wasn't that far off. I think I was only a couple of shades off, but I'm glad I did. I will say though, I placed my order and then I was watching a bunch of other people's reviews and whatnot. My dogs. I was watching other people's reviews and try-ons, and Tati, the same shade that I have for my foundation, she was using the exact same shade for her foundation, and I was like, there's no way in hell she and I are ever the same skin tone where we can use the same foundation. But I don't know how that foundation looked in her in person, but it's the perfect match for my skin tone. So take with that what you will. I was just really freaked out. So I was like, I don't know how that happened. I don't see how, because she's really pasty. So I was like, how does that work? How are we ever the same skin tone? But she said that was a good shade match for her, which I was really shocked. And that's the shade 210N, and I was like, no way. What am I doing? Okay, I'm gonna pause because I'm obviously doing something wrong. Okay, I know I blew it out a little bit more than I wanted to, but I can fix that with the concealer. I will say in camera it really does look pink, but in person it looks purple plum. Anyway, we're just gonna go with that Serenity shade, the taupey one, and just kind of put that all over the eyelid. And this is gonna really tone it down so it looks a lot softer. The good thing is that this is one of those cream to powder shades, so it was really easy to like blend it out, because I got a little scared. I think, oh, I was like, oh my god, I put way too much, but I was able to fix it again because it is one of those cream to powder shades. It's really easy to blend those out. I was nervous for a moment. This is not the combination I had hoped that it was gonna be. Not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna look a little bit more, I don't know, it's not turning out the way I wanted it to. I think I'm gonna have to go with something else in the outer corner just to make it less bam and in your face. Yeah, I think I'm gonna grab that deep charcoal shade, the last cool tone shade of this palette, and try to put a little bit in the outer corner. And I'm using the same brush pretty much for everything. I'm not one of those people that changes brushes all the time. Yeah, I feel like that toned it down a little bit. Also, it's definitely like a cool brown, almost like charcoal gray, but on top of that purple, it looks more like an eggplant shade, which I appreciate. And I still get a bit of that purpleness, but it looks a little more neutral, a little more toned down. Again, this camera, this is why I don't like using this camera for Get Ready With Me. It's just not as good at portraying true color as the other one. But at the same time, the other one gets overheated. So I don't know what to do. Maybe I should invest in another camera. Okay. Overall, I really like that. I think that's a good decision. All right, I need to check the time because I'm confident that I don't have much time left to do the rest of my face. And yeah, that looks nice. Okay, let me see. What time is it? Okay, I got exactly 15 minutes. Let's do this. Jesus Christ. What a mess. I grabbed my color corrector and completely dropped it. Oh gosh, I think I have something in my eye. I always think I have something in my eye. I don't know why it is. I'm sure most of the times I do actually have things in my eyes, but a lot of times I don't. It's just I think I have stuff in my eye. And then end up poking my eye until it's dry. And then I don't feel that sensation that whatever was in there is there. And like I said, a lot of times there is actually stuff in there, but a lot of times there really wasn't. And I'm just doing it to myself. Alright, gotta move faster. Gotta be able to talk and do it at the same time. My dogs. Anyway, so I ended up buying the Weightless Foundation, the Tinted Moisturizer. I bought the concealer. The concealer is the only thing that I did not buy in my correct shade. I definitely went a little bit too light, and that is 100% because, oh, excuse me. That is 100% because they didn't have the correct shade. I wanted to get the same match for the concealer because supposedly, according to their website, their concealer and their foundation is like shade for shade match. Although I have read online that it's like slightly shade down the concealer is. I'm gonna use a foundation for today, and this is the 210N that I was talking about. You guys are gonna see this literally blends into my skin. So how the heck does Tati make it work into hers? I will never understand. And then just one out is pretty much all I need. I also don't wear a lot of foundation. I have been wearing it for a couple of days, and I really like its blurring effect. I do find that it sits a little bit on my smile lines, but if I just pat them out, it goes away. And that happens to me with almost all of my foundations, except with tinted moisturizers. Tinted moisturizers don't do that to me. So one of the reasons I prefer tinted moisturizers over foundations. I will say though, this one feels like a tinted moisturizer. It definitely doesn't have high coverage. This feels like light maybe it can be built up to a medium, but I don't see it being anything higher than that. Coverage wise, I mean, yes, the tinted moisturizer has less coverage slightly, but not by much. Not by much at all. So I almost don't feel like it was necessary for the collection to have a tinted moisturizer and a foundation that's really light coverage. They both feel super lightweight. I know the lighting keeps coming in and out, and it's making the foundation look a little bit lighter than what it is. It definitely does look lighter on my forehead because my forehead is darker than the rest of my face. Don't know why. I mean, I don't know why. I tan my forehead more for whatever reason. But on my cheeks and my neck, it actually has a pretty good. It is Texas. The sun's already coming in and out like crazy. But for the first time, today is supposed to be the first time that we don't go over 90 degrees. That's super excited. I'm excited to not be 90-degree weather for a while. And a lot of people are already starting to get the cold. We're probably not gonna get cold here until maybe late October, November, and cold-ish. I wouldn't say cold, but yeah. Anyway, concealer, except this one's way too light. This is in the 190W, but y'all about to see. It is dark. It is stark how the comparison is from my face to this concealer. I do use two concealers. I combine my concealers whenever I use concealer, period, general, all the time. So this one does darken it up a little bit. Even though I think this concealer is too light for me at times, it does work. And I don't know that this concealer necessarily oxidizes, but whenever I use powder, it doesn't look as big of a difference as it does right now. Okay. Anyway, the foundation, it does have a really nice blurring effect, which I've been really enjoying. And I say it's a good shade match for me. Just gonna put a little bit of the bronzer. I was hesitant to get this shade. I got the second shade, which is supposed to be a cool tone. It's called Happy Soul. I was scared, obviously, because it's a cool tone. I didn't want it to look gray on me. But I find this shade to be surprisingly warm. There's like it feels slightly orange. I think it's definitely more neutral, but there's like a slight warmth to it. I think calling it a cool tone, because I looked it up on the website, is completely wrong. I don't think this shade is cool tone at all. I really don't know where they got that from. It's not cool toned. Goodness. All right, what else did I get? I got the liquid highlighter as well as oh yeah, that's right. I got one of the liquid shadows, which I'm not going to be using today, obviously. And then I got one of the balms that are, oh gosh, my camera. Okay. My camera was glitching. But I got one of the liquid balm, the glossy balm ones. They're like tinted lip balms, but they're glossy form. I will say the balmness of it lasted a really long time, but the pigment didn't. And it felt a little bit like silicone. Like, that is the best way I can describe it, and I'm not trying to be mean. It felt a little bit like silicone on my lips. Not that it wasn't hydrating, and it felt thick, but it lightweight at the same time. And I know that sounds contradicting, but I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, the pigment wouldn't last at all. The balmness would stick to it, but the pigment wouldn't. So it was weird because I felt like I had to keep reapplying it. So I'm not gonna wear that one today. I got those in the shade, the liquid shadow, and that in the shade liquid, nearly mauve. There you go. Gonna blend that out. All right, guys. I checked. I got like 5 minutes. I don't know how we're gonna make it in time. And then I also got the mascara because I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I actually really like it. Although I do think it might be slightly waterproof. Slightly. I have a really hard time taking it off at night, which is surprising. because I don't really have that problem with any other like mascara. I know my face looks crazy right now. Trust the process. Okay. I look crazy. I'm gonna wipe a little bit off the excess right here. There you go. I know. Trust me. All right, gotta finish patting my concealer. I don't know why I leave the center of my concealer because that's where I need the most coverage. I leave it till the very, very end. And then I pat the corners and the other parts first to kind of like blend them out. In my head, I feel like it gives me additional coverage where I really need it, which is in the inner parts of my eyes. Although I know that's not actually true, but it makes me feel better. All right, we're almost there. Almost. Gosh. I don't know about you guys, but I always squish my brush like this so I can take the extra excess off of powder because I don't want too much powder. I just want enough. That immediately toned down. I will say this highlighter, the liquid highlighter has been the highlight, no pun intended, of this. I've really enjoyed it. It surprisingly lasts a long time, which I really didn't think that. I thought that it would look a little awkward past once you put powder on, but it doesn't. And it's surprisingly long lasting. It really is, which shocked me. It really did. I've been really enjoying the highlighter. I already knew I liked the blushes. The liquid shadow, it had a lot to be desired, and I actually don't mind the glossy balm. It's just I wish the pigment lasted way longer because it essentially becomes just like clear, very glossy balm, and it's not what I wanted. Okay, we're nearing the end. I'm just gonna grab that darkest shade, Aspiration, that I put in the outer corner, and just drag that along the lower lash line. Huh, this actually looks like a plum. I thought it was a brown. In the skin it looks like a plum, like an eggplant kind of brown, but in the pan it looks more brown, but in person it looks definitely more blue. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, I'm gonna put my mascara and I'll be right back. Okay, I already, you guys know I don't like to put mascara on camera. It freaks me out when people do it, so I don't do it to people. I just think it's weird. I don't want to see their eyes look like that. Also, it's really hard to talk and put mascara on, so there's that. I just put my setting spray and I'm just doing my little, it's called brow gel thingy. Now I can pat this down, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna be mostly cream products today. I do need to put my lip balm on. So I do have a support from the lip balm, which is like a plummy neutral shade that I actually think they look really nice. There you go. And that's the finished look. I really like plum shades. I think it makes my eyes pop, which I like that. Okay. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. Jesus. Bye.